The nature of evil and its governance on earth. The nature of evil is a reflection on the use of free will and its consequences. By recognizing evil as the absence of good, we can better understand the choices we make and their implications. Despite the pain and struggle that evil brings, the hope for redemption and transformation remains alive, inviting us to seek good and live in harmony with divine principles. This constant search for a better world is what drives us and connects us to the greater purpose of creation. The figure of the devil, or Satan, is central in many religious traditions, particularly in Christianity, where he is described as a fallen angel who, in his quest for power and recognition, rebelled against God. This rebellion is often associated with pride, one of the most debated issues in theology. Satan's fall is not merely an act of disobedience, but symbolizes a rupture in divine harmony, resulting in his transformation into a force opposing good. This duality between good and evil raises profound questions about human nature and free will. The presence of evil, personified in the devil, can be seen as a necessary condition for humans to make moral choices. Without the possibility of choosing evil, the choice of good would lose its significance. Thus, the struggle between good and evil becomes an essential aspect of human experience, reflecting the complexity of the decisions we face daily. Beyond Christianity, different cultures and spiritual traditions offer their own interpretations of the figure of the devil. In some beliefs, he is seen as an agent of temptation, seeking to divert people from their spiritual paths. In others, he may symbolize chaos or doubt, challenging established convictions and forcing individuals to confront their own weaknesses and limitations. These diverse representations bring to light lessons about the nature of good and evil, as well as about human freedom. The ability to choose between these opposites is a recurring theme that encourages reflection on These diverse representations bring to light lessons about the nature of good and evil, as well as about human freedom. The ability to choose between these opposites is a recurring theme that encourages reflection on our actions and consequences. Ultimately, the figure of the devil and its implications help shape our understanding of what it means to be human, allowing for a deeper examination of our own motivations and the role that evil plays in our lives. Free will and the choice of evil. Since the dawn of creation, God has granted intelligent beings, including angels and humans, the ability to make choices. Free will is a divine gift that allows each individual to decide between good and evil. Satan's choice to rebel against God represents the first manifestation of evil. He, being a perfect angel, had the freedom to choose, and by opting to turn away from God, he introduced disobedience and corruption into his own nature. This rebellion was not a simple transgression, but a rejection of the goodness and truth that characterize the divine essence. By choosing pride and self-sufficiency, Satan became the archetype of evil, a being opposed to God's purpose and creation. The analogy between evil and the absence of good is a powerful tool for understanding its nature. Just as cold is perceived as the lack of heat, evil can be seen as the lack of goodness. This perspective allows us to recognize that evil does not possess its own existence. Instead, it manifests when good is denied or disregarded. For example, in an environment where love and compassion are absent, selfishness and cruelty can thrive. Evil becomes evident in actions that hurt, disrespect, or ignore others, reflecting a conscious choice to turn away from what is just and loving. The impact of evil in the world. Evil, the result of free will and the choice to turn away from good, has profound repercussions. It seeps into human relationships, societies, and even institutions that should reflect divine goodness. Conflicts, injustices, oppressions, and sufferings are examples of the impact of evil in our daily lives. The Apostle Paul, in his letters, speaks of this internal struggle between the desire to do good and the inclination toward evil. This universal experience reveals that evil is not only a matter of external actions, but also a spiritual battle that we all face. Although evil is not desired in creation, its role within the divine plan is multifaceted. It challenges us to choose good, to develop virtues, and to seek a deeper relationship with God. Through adversity, we are shaped and transformed, learning that even amid pain, there is purpose and an opportunity for spiritual growth. This understanding encourages us to face evil with courage and hope, always seeking light in the midst of darkness. The role of evil in the creation of humanity. The question of the role of evil in creation is a reflection that leads us to consider not only its existence, but also how it can serve a greater purpose in the divine plan. Although evil itself is not desired or created by God, its presence can paradoxically provide opportunities for growth and spiritual development for humanity. Evil as context for moral choices. It creates a scenario in which moral choices become significant. If good were the only option, choices would hold little value, as there would be no contrast. Evil challenges us to decide between what is right and what is wrong, offering an environment where free will can be fully exercised. In this context, virtues such as courage, honesty, and compassion gain importance. Facing evil forces us to reflect on our values and to act according to them. This internal and external struggle is a fundamental part of moral and spiritual growth. In Christian tradition, Lucifer is often identified as a high-ranking angel who, consumed by pride and ambition, rebelled against God. This rebellion is interpreted as an attempt to usurp divine authority, resulting in his expulsion from heaven and transformation into a symbol of evil. This narrative not only emphasizes the fragility of angelic nature, but also reflects the inherent tensions of the human condition, the struggle between obedience and the desire for autonomy. Many believe that Lucifer's influence still persists on earth, manifesting through temptation, moral deviation, and the pursuit of power. This power, often associated with negative values, provokes internal and social conflicts, challenging humanity's morality and ethics. On the other hand, some occult and philosophical currents reinterpret Lucifer in a more positive light, considering him a bearer of light and knowledge. This more ambiguous view presents Lucifer as an agent of transformation, who challenges established norms and conventions. For these thinkers, Lucifer's rebellion represents not only a transgression, but a quest for truth and spiritual enlightenment. This duality is fundamental to understanding the complexity of the symbol of Lucifer. He can be seen both as the tempter who leads to sin and as the liberator who incites reflection and personal growth. These different interpretations highlight the richness of the theme and the multiple ways in which the figure of Lucifer can be used to explore fundamental issues of freedom and morality. The idea of a Luciferian government prompts reflection on the forces that shape our choices and actions. In a world filled with ethical challenges, this analysis allows us to consider the consequences of our decisions and the nature of good and evil. The struggle against temptation and the quest for truth thus become central themes in the human journey, challenging us to find a balance between individual freedom and moral responsibility. However, we can conclude that from ancient myths to contemporary religious doctrines, evil is often personified and debated, reflecting the complexities of the human condition. The figure of the devil, for example, emerges as a powerful symbol of opposition to good, representing not only temptation and rebellion, but also profound issues of pride and ambition. This theme leads us to explore the role of evil in our lives and the necessity of free will, so that we can make meaningful moral choices. By examining different traditions and perspectives on the nature of evil, we are invited to reflect on our own morality, the meaning of the struggle between good and evil, and the lessons we can learn from this essential duality.